Hey everyone, I'm Kari Northey. I'm a funeral director and embalmer, and today I'm going to be just doing a little review of this book, Dead Serious: My Life as a Funeral Director by J. Kevin Watts. I'm going to be interviewing Kevin here in a little bit as well in another video to follow up, but I just wanted to give a little review after reading this book. One great thing about this book, it will definitely satiate those of you who like to read about life as a funeral director, what goes on behind the scenes, what happens if we, encounter certain situations with certain families. He covers a lot of what he has experienced in his lifetime as a funeral director in this book. It came with a little toe tag bookmark, which is super fun, kind of kitschy but fun. People love this, so that was really cool. But it is a fast read. Read it in under 2 days. Just dove in and started reading and getting through it. So it was really good. The preface was really nice, really honest, which I appreciated. It kind of spoke to every funeral director and what we encounter and the things that we have. So I really liked the preface and just the brutal honesty of it. It was really great. I like that Kevin shares a lot of the life lessons that he has learned being a funeral director for so many years. Things with families and friends and, favors. When you do things for others, they will come back to you and at some point, and just different life lessons. Kevin's a veteran. He was a hard worker getting into school. He worked for a lot of Irish Catholics, and telling stories about the first gentleman that he embalmed with is one thing I always love hearing, is people recounting their first time embalming and learning from that first person, because that's who really makes a mark on you as a funeral director, good or bad, but most of the time for good. And so I really enjoyed that part of just him talking about that person, because I feel like you can just feel the connection that someone has with the first person that they really embalmed with. Mine was a gentleman named Sheldon that I spent a lot of time in the prep room with, and he was an older gentleman, and I just learned a lot from him, just about, I think, life. As long as you're open to learning, you can learn a lot from the older generation for sure. I think there's a lot of you that like just that basic information about what goes on within a funeral home. And so a lot of Kevin's stories touch on those things, just some of the backside of what happens, the night calls, and then also working with different types of families. You guys ask a lot of great questions to me about, hey, have you ever encountered this or that? And so Kevin does encounter a lot of different types of situations throughout the book, handling the funerals of children and the emotions behind that. Motorcycle club funerals, which you guys know are my favorite group to work with. So there's a lot that gets touched on within this book. So I think it'll definitely fill your cup up if you're wanting to know about the business. I loved one statement in the book where Kevin said that funerals either burn bridges in a family or they build relationships. And this is something I've talked to you about a lot, that funerals, people are usually on their best behavior, and then it's what happens right immediately after the burial is done or the funeral is done that truly shows what the family is going to be moving forward, because people either hold it all together for the funeral or, they all fall apart. And a lot of times when you're burying the matriarch or the patriarch of the family, it's will those next generations pick up and move forward. I definitely have my own favorite story that Kevin recounts in the book. I'm not going to share it until you guys start sharing your favorites with me, but let's see if they're maybe the same. So the roundup of Kevin's book, he kind of has this summary of tips and tricks and things that maybe don't fit in another area of the book that he kind of rounds out the book with. So check this out, guys. Quick read, especially when you're quarantined. It's great to fill up that urge to want to know and read and find out more about the funeral business. So thanks for joining me. Check the links in the summary of the video so you can click over to go and purchase Kevin's book. Thanks, guys.